Hi, welcome to Tarot Down Under. I've got 3 tarot card decks here and I'll be pulling energy from each of the 3 decks to inform this general reading. The reading is for a general audience, and if the message that comes out resonates with you, please take away what you can. If it doesn't resonate and it doesn't sound in alignment with what your current situation is, don't force the message. Take away what you can and leave the rest that doesn't. So we've had the Queen of Wands come out. Queen of Wands is a passionate feminine energy, a woman, and I was going to say woman, but it's not necessarily just a woman. It can be a male or a female. It's just a feminine energy. So basically an energy that is in touch with her emotions, or an energy that someone has, that is in touch with their emotion, their intuition, and their more sensitive side. So I feel like we're picking up the energy of a feminine, divine feminine, someone who's very developed in a spiritual sense, mature in their outlook, and does have a good amount of life experience. Okay, so we're having the Ace of Pentacles come out. So you're concerning yourself with a new beginning at the moment, whether it be a more serious and pragmatic approach to a relationship. Perhaps you're wanting to take a relationship to the next level and put in place all those practical things that are required in life to have a stable and steady life, and to have relationships and things in our life that are well nurtured with material needs that we all have. Okay, so we've got jumping out here, 10 of Pentacles. So you're looking for that ultimate kind of happiness and success in terms of family, friends, career, where you live, all the things that are important to us at some stage in life. You are very focused on all of these things. I feel you're someone who really knows what they want. This 5 of Cups is coming out afterwards, and that does indicate disappointment with situations. And I guess it must be a past energy, unless it's something that you're not allowing yourself to fully deal with and close out. It is hanging around. So our past will always follow us around to some extent, especially if we don't deal with things from this past. Then they're going to linger and they're going to creep up and affect us in ways that we just might not expect. They can even affect forward and future orientated relationships and approaches to situations. So it is important to deal with the past. I can tell you're very sure of what you want at the moment in terms of going forward, but do be mindful of the past and what it means to you and how it could be affecting you, and how you could adjust your circumstances to allow the past to be considered in your future actions. So we've got the Emperor coming out. You're really moving into this kind of solid place, or you're dealing with someone who you feel is very stable, a masculine energy. You perhaps are trying to step up to this person. You might be dealing with someone who's very well established in life and within themselves, and you're really eager to make this new situation something significant, special, and get it off the ground. And it looks like you're doing all the right things. You've got the right mental setup, I would say, in place to make the most of this relationship, this individual that you have your eye on, or that has their eye on you. I feel that they have their eye on you as much as you have that they have their eye on you as much as you have your eye on them, which is a positive indication that you're on the right track. You know, the Emperor is a very established energy, and you know, it looks like you're trying to meet them. Definitely, we've got the Queen of Cups coming out here, which is, you know, the most mature feminine energy when it comes to um, emotional efforts, control, understanding. So you're getting to that Empress stage. You're not quite there yet, but you'll get there if you keep taking the actions that you've put in place so far. But look, this past is something that I think you really do need to consider to some extent. Don't dwell on it. Don't go spend too much energy delving into it, but do allow it to affect you. You know what I mean? If there's been lessons that you've learned in the past, make sure you keep allowing those to affect and refine your future self. So, you know, if you've learned lessons in the past in relationships, make sure that they are allowed to come back in to make sure you maintain those good habits and those adjustments to yourself that can allow you to be that better version of yourself. Ace of Cups is coming out. So there will be a new beginning, whether it's happened yet or I'm not sure who's going to initiate this contact and relationship and taking it to the next level type situation, but it will occur. I'll keep pulling cards and perhaps we'll get a clear indication of, so perhaps it's going to be at some kind of community or friendship or family event. But it does feel that there's going to be others involved in terms of the dynamic of your contact. So if there already has been this contact, then I guess just stay involved in that kind of dynamic, because often we are in certain situations and groups and cliques or family, what would you call it? Different family groups, so different parts of the family. So make sure you're staying involved with what's important to you, because it appears that this Emperor, this masculine energy you're dealing with, and this could be a reading for a male who's dealing with a woman that's in their masculine energy, but it also does feel very much for a woman that's dealing with a masculine energy. So you're in that feminine energy and really working to develop it. So you know, you're on the path to getting to that Empress stage, which is the equivalent of the Emperor in the feminine energy. So we've got the Seven of Swords coming out and the Ten of Swords. So there has been some drama that's occurred with a past relationship. I do feel like it's your relationship, something from your past. It does look like it is affecting this new relationship also, or will affect this new relationship if not dealt with. It is coming to an end, but it does, you know, we need to take action. You know, like there is a fate and spirit and kind of journey that we're, I guess, almost prepared for in life, but it does take a certain amount of effort and action from ourselves to ensure that we stay on the right paths and achieve those things that are laid out for us. If we don't, then, you know, we can create problems and delays in getting those things, or not get them all together. So make sure if there is something that you need to deal with, that you deal with it. Wheel of Fortune is coming in reverse. So yeah, look, I feel like this past thing is actually, whether you're aware of it or not, this could be something that you're very kind of clear cut in terms of your understanding of the situation in your own mind, but perhaps the other person needs this, or you know, it just needs to come to an end one way or another. And if you need to do more than you have, then perhaps you do, or some reflection or some kind of something. Everyone's situation is going to be different, but you'll know what I'm referring to if this reading is resonating with you so far. So So I'm just going to see what comes out in the rest of this shuffle and in this deck, and then we'll move on to another tarot deck to see what further energies we can get out. I'll do one more shuffle. Okay, so the Nine of Swords has come out in reverse, very much related to this situation, the one I've been discussing, that is something from the past. I think you need to feel the pain of the situation from the past. I think the other person has or is dealing with it, and you've kind of moved on, but they're lingering in your energy, or the situation is lingering in your energy and holding you back to some extent. So you may need to just face it, and perhaps it's going to cause you some restlessness, some sleepless nights, or some anxiety, but it may be required for you to go through these situations to move forward with this new situation. Okay, so I'm still sitting on this energy of this past situation. Seven of Wands is coming in with the Strength card. So Seven of Wands indicates that you've had some success or about to have some success, but others are going to be trying to affect that in a negative way, because it's a natural thing, right? When someone's having success and someone else isn't, then it creates a situation of jealousy or desire or bitterness, and people are going to come in for that, and maybe it's that last person that you've been dealing with. You really need to resolve that situation, or it could create problems for you going forward. The Strength card's following it, so I feel that you're not going to have any problems when it comes to dealing with this situation. You just got to do it. You're a strong person, and there's no doubt that you can deal with this situation. It's just going to take some time and effort and some energy, and it's going to help you a great deal once you do. Nine of Cups is coming out sideways. This indicates that you're in a really good place, but I really get just stuck on this energy of you having to deal with something or someone to get to that Nine of Cups. And that's when you're going to be able to make things start, because I feel like there are some delays. There is a bit of kind of stuckness in terms of your situation at this stage. You're doing all the right things and you're going forward, but you just need to address something that's hanging around. Eight of Pentacles, you're working hard. You know, I think you're doing all the right things, but sometimes it's about just taking some time to feel out what's going on in life rather than working at everything. Just know that there's something that's kind of hanging around, and you know, it might be something you've dealt with but someone else needs to deal with, or a group of people needs to deal with, or you just need to get some further clarity and closure around this situation. I feel like there's someone or there's people around that are waiting for some action to be taken from you. Yeah, look, it is creating a lot of drama for you, this past situation. So it really has to be dealt with. There are good things coming in for you. And very much so a situation where you're going to get a lot of good karma from dealing with the situation, but it's not going to be easy. You know, you've got these options. You know, you've had options, and if you have options in life and you don't close them out completely, then that option's going to hang around, and that's what I feel like is happening. You really need to close out any options or any situations that you've allowed to hang in there, or even if it's for your own security, perhaps you've really let go of it, and in your mind you've let go of it, but you haven't done it in the 3D world, in the physical world. You haven't, you know, vocalized these things. You may be very intuitive and someone who's very emotionally aware and intelligent, and you know what it means to finalize a situation and deal with it. But not everyone. Some people need more explicit action and information, verbal communication when it comes to dealing with emotional and situations where you think that people would be able to kind of understand from an intuitive kind of perspective, but not everyone is as intuitive as the next person. So I think that you really have to kind of almost baby someone through a process of moving on and letting you go and getting out of your energy, because it is holding you back, whether you realize it or not. And that Ace of Cups will come in. It's sitting there waiting to come in, and it's going to come in really quick once you do this. So, you know, you don't have to put all your efforts into this new relationship. Just make sure you put effort into your past and your current situation, so this new situation can come in. You know, you can receive from this Emperor. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to give to them. You just have to be in the right place, make yourself available, be open, and receive. So if you're someone who's not used to receiving, then you just need to take a step back in terms of your proactivity when it comes to pursuing relationships and situations, and just allow things to kind of come to you. Just be open to them. Just be responsive, and it will come in. Six of Swords. You know, I feel like you've been through a lot of turbulent situations, and you're trying to get away from it, and you're almost there. You know, it's all smooth sailing ahead. In the traditional Six of Swords tarot, it has a couple of individuals in a boat, and they're moving away from rough waters into calm waters. So that's where you're going to be going, into those calm waters. You just need to take care of some unfinished business. Spirit, can we have some more guidance as to how we can move forward with this situation, and what way and how the best way to deal with this situation, this situation from the past? Will Queen of Swords. So yeah, you've got this Queen of Wands coming out, you have this Queen of Cups coming out, you've got this Queen of Swords now wanting to come out. This is what you're going to have to do with that past situation. You're going to have to take that emotional, intuitive approach, realize that not everyone you're dealing with has that level of emotional maturity, that intuition, that kind of sensitivity to life or relationships or situations, and be that mature woman or man that can guide someone who isn't as adept when it comes to those forms of communication. So just be very vocal, be very clear, use your intellect. You know, don't be emotional and try and work out what the most emotionally sensible way is, or what's the most kind of quickest and easiest and, you know, efficient and effective way of dealing with a situation. Go into your most intellectual self and work out a strategy as to how to phase this person out, and do so in a caring and sensitive way, and do so in a way that they are very clearly informed when it comes to the future of the relationship. Because I can see from your end it's very much over, and you need to help allow this person to accept that and move on. They've got to kind of move into their new beginning. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Seven of Swords. So there has been deception. Whether this deception has been from you or them, deception has been involved. You know, if you are dealing with someone that is deceptive and has played games with you and used trickery to work in this relationship, then you may need to be aware and understand what that means when it comes to dealing with them. I wouldn't advise using the same tactics because, you know, but if you feel you need to do so, you know, if you need to fight fire with fire, do so. Knight of Wands. So I feel like you're going to take this action. I feel like after this reading, you're going to prepare yourself to go in hard and fast and deal with this situation. That is, I feel, your style, but do use discernment when it comes to strategies and approaches that are available to us all when it comes to communicating, conveying messages. Know that everyone's different, and sometimes you need to use a different style of communication to deal with someone, even if it's not your own style and a style that you're used to using or good at using even. Just realize that you're going to have to take a different perspective and a different approach to dealing with this situation. Okay, I'm just going to shuffle one last time on this deck and then move on to the final traditional tarot, Rider-Waite tarot deck. So Knight of Swords is coming in. I feel like you're going to be met with this Knight of Swords. So they're going to be prepared for you, and they're going to be wanting to play their games, use that deception, you know, use that emotionally unavailable kind of self that's well protected and that can take advantage of you. You very likely have been taken advantage of in the past by this person, and that's one reason you do want to get out of this situation and you've had enough of it. But you're going to have to deal with it, and they're going to be playing their old games. They haven't changed, they haven't learnt lessons, and you're just going to have to deal with them as they are, not expect too much from them, and just once and for all get that closure for yourself and for them. The Hermit's coming out. I feel like they're in solitude at the moment, and they may make this situation easier because they're realizing that, okay, hey, like, I haven't done all the right things, or this may be you kind of going into doing a bit of introspection, saying, okay, who am I? How do I communicate? What works for me? What doesn't work for me? And considering them, you know, who they are, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, how are we going to make this thing happen? You know, what's the best way to resolve this situation, move forward? These are all good things to do. I feel like it's not going to be as hard a job as you imagine, but it will take some work in terms of developing an approach and using the right energy and approach. I feel like we're getting to the end of the reading. I feel like that's kind of the advice for you. Go inside, do that introspection, think about this trickery, you know, consider this deception that's being used on you, and realize that there's going to be a certain way to deal with that type of behavior, and that you're very capable of doing it. Like I said earlier, it may not be your preferred style or a style that you're familiar with in any way, but you need to employ that style and that strategy to deal with this situation. I feel, at least be aware of what you're dealing with, that there will be deception, there is trickery, there is manipulation, there is a lot of stuff we don't want to see, but we have to see to be able to deal with this particular situation. Just prepare yourself for the situation, you know. Have a plan going in, have a plan going out. High Priestess. So yeah, look, use that intuitive side that you have. You know, you're very much capable of manifesting and creating amazing things in the 5D, in that kind of spiritual world, in that kind of intuitive and almost magical kind of approach to things, to life. So don't forget who you are when allowing yourself to employ this new style. Do use your intuition, your emotional intelligence to guide the strategy you put in place when it comes to dealing with this deception and trickery, this kind of manipulative type energy. So that's the reading. That's what I have for you. Please like and subscribe to the channel if the videos resonate with you and you'd like to see more. Feel free to leave a comment. I'd like to hear from you. And yeah, I'll provide another reading as soon as possible and try and pick up on the energy again. If you'd like a personal reading, my email's there amongst the channel information. So once again, thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time.